This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So this is this posting to finance. So this is a scenario where the HR consultant should work with the finance consultant. Okay, because posting to finance is an integration between HR, okay, SAP HR and SAP FI, FICO, both finance and controlling guys. In all other FICO, FICO is a central system, right? Central application which is integrated with the almost all other modules. Integrated FICO is integrated with the SD, it is integrated with the MM, it is integrated with the warehousing. Okay, so finance and controlling module is integrated with everything. So from every module, there are postings to the finance. So we all know the fundamentals of accounting, that every money transaction, it could be incoming transaction or outgoing transaction. Every money transaction must be accounted, okay, in the books of accounts, and which will be presented in the balance sheet. So every company, every legal entity means what? Company code means what? It's an individual balance sheet, right? An individual balance sheet, okay, is a legal entity here. So the legal entity, every legal entity has its own balance sheet. Okay, in the balance sheet, we have all the money transactions, okay, posted. So it could be the transactions from HR, it could be the transactions from sales, it could be the transactions from MM, okay, warehousing, production, anywhere. So from anywhere, the amounts will be posted, because in all the departments there is either money spending or revenue generation. There is a money which is coming in, there is a money which is going out from all the. A single rupee, it has to be accounted in the books of accounts. Okay, so when you say the balance sheet, you have the name of the expense, or we call it as a line item in balance sheet. It is a header, okay, header of the expense. What type of expense it is? There can be multiple expense types here. Okay, the name of the accounts, and there is an amount which is, there is a debit side, and the amount is posted to credit side. So which amount is debited, which amount is credited, guys, from the company perspective?
All payments debited, all deductions credited.
Yeah. So any amount which is going out is debited from the company, right? It's debited from the company accounts, company bank account, and company books of accounts. Any amount paid by the company to the vendors or to the employees, okay, paid by the company, that amounts are debited. The revenues, any amount which is coming in, okay, any amount which is coming in by selling the services and the goods the company is making, the revenue, so that amounts are posted in credit side. Okay, so while they are posting these amounts, debit side and credit side, they don't just post the amounts, okay, like this, 10,000 debited. Let's say there is 5,000 credited. Okay, if they simply maintain these amounts like this, okay, they do not they will not be able to understand what type of expenditure it is, right? What is this 10,000 and what is this 5,000? They'll not be able to understand. So that's why there are accounts created. For every type of expense, there is a GL account created, guys. So the GL accounts will help them for the reporting. Clear? Suppose how much I have paid, okay, in this financial year for purchasing so and so material, okay, how much we have spent on the advertising, how much we have spent, okay, by paying the overtime to the employees, how much we have spent by paying the shift allowance to the employees. If I want to have an individual reporting in the books of accounts, then you have to have a separate GL account for every type of expenditure, guys. That's why GL accounts are created. So this GL accounts, this okay, this GL account, okay, this is for purchasing the raw materials. This GL accounts, okay, for the how much basic salary, what is the basic salary being paid. They want to have a separate line item in the balance sheet, okay, basic wages. So they create a GL account, okay, they create a GL account, okay, for the overtime. So every time you pay the amounts to the employees or vendors, the next step is what? The next step is posting. Even if it is off cycle run or a regular run from HR, okay. So I guess in only in HR, the first amount is paid to the vendors or amount is paid to the employees and then posted. But in all other modules, first posted, okay, to the vendor accounts and then payments are released. So in HR, first payment and then posting. Okay, I guess in other modules, the first they post the amounts and then clear it. Clear. So the balance sheet, if you look at, there are number of headers here. Each GL account is called as a header. Why so many headers? Because they want to have, okay, classification of the expenditure. Okay, they want to have a classification of the revenues, okay, for reporting purposes. So within HR, there are different types of salaries. There are time payments, there are basic wages, there are okay, quota encashments, okay, bonuses. So if I want to know how much bonus is paid in the current year, okay, in the accounts, in the books of in HR we have various types, but in accounting section you will not have various types. In accounting, what you have is a GL account. Okay, so they look at a GL account. At the end of the year, they see the amount. So this GL account is posted every time you pay the bonus to the employee. So in the month of January, I executed payroll. In the month of January, I paid a bonus amount, 500 USD, and that gets posted in the GL account once we done the posting. So books of accounts updated. So at the end of the year, you can see the clear reporting. So yeah, this is the bonus amount I have paid, okay, and this is the overtime I have paid. This is the basic salary I have paid, okay, clear. So HRFI posting is different. HRFI posting is different from other postings, guys. In all other modules, the posting, okay, mostly executed by finance guys. Okay, the finance people will take care of this integration part. But in HR, okay, but in HR, 70% of the configuration should be done by HR consultant. Okay, so not 70%. Once the GL account is provided by the finance guys, the GL account numbers are provided by the finance. Okay, and it is entirely our job to configure this HRFI integration. To configure this HRFI integration, guys. Clear? So this is a finance system where we see the balance sheet. So this balance sheet is usually created at a company code level, guys. Usually created at a company code level. Company code 11. Now in HR also there is this document created. In HR also there is a document created where you can see the amounts, okay, debit side and credit side. In HR also there is a document created guys. This is a HR document. When the posting is executed, you will see a document in HR, you will see the documents in the finance. So the finance is ultimately a balance sheet. There the line item is a GL code. In HR also we have a document created when we do the posting. So there is a debit side amount, there is a credit side amount. Okay, here the line items are symbolic codes, guys. Symbolic code. Okay, symbolic. Sorry. Symbolic code, which is again a 4-digit character code, guys. Okay, which is again a 4-digit character code. So both the credit side and debit side, you will see symbolic codes or symbolic accounts. Symbolic account code, guys. So here the symbol in HR document, the line items, each line item is called symbolic account. So what is the definition of a symbolic account? What is the definition of a symbolic account? The symbolic account represents a waste type or a set of waste types. A waste types or a set of waste types being posted to the same GL codes. Okay, and it is a line item in HR document, HR posting document. HR posting document, guys. So the configuration at a higher level like this. There are a GL codes given for our waste types. I have waste types, guys. I have a waste types. Basic pay, let's say HRA, DA, and then overtime 100%. Okay, overtime 100%, and the overtime 150%. Okay, overtime 150%, and the shift allowance, and then provident fund, and then professional tax, and then tax, and then net pay, and then this is an employee provident fund. Okay, this is employee provident fund. This is employer provident fund, which is not either payment or deduction. Now, for every payment, for every earning type, or for every salary component, they give a GL account, guys. They give a GL account. For basic salary, they say GL account 1. It is alphanumeric character code. Sorry, it's a numeric. Yeah, it's only numeric character code. So there is a GL account given. Let me see if it is alphanumeric or numeric. I don't remember. Yeah, it can be alphanumeric. So they give us the GL codes for let's say GL code. I take it like this, guys. So the GL code like this. For this GL code is this. These are not the amounts. These are the GL codes for this. Okay, and for overtime 100%, they give this GL code, and they want the same GL code here also. They want the same GL code here. And for product fund, they give a different GL code. For tax, they give a different GL. And the net pay, employer contribution, they give two GL codes. I'll tell you why two GL codes are given. Yeah. So let's say these are the GL codes, guys. So as per the definition, how many symbolic accounts we need to create? You cannot post the waste type directly to the GL code. You cannot post waste type directly to the GL code. Okay. See, in the payroll run, we have processing class specification. The processing class specification represents what? It represents a waste type or a single waste type or a set of waste types which have a common processing. Similarly, here the symbolic code represents what? It represents a waste type or a set of waste types, okay, which have a same GL posting, which have a same GL account, Yeah. So the waste type is it is not directly posted to the GL code. It is first grouped with the symbolic codes. The waste types are first grouped with the symbolic code, and the symbolic code is assigned with the GL code. So that means, so this is where I have to create the symbolic code. Okay, I have to create a symbolic code. Clear? I have to create symbolic code. So how many symbolic codes are required here now? Tell me. So how many symbolic codes are required? As per the definition. Tell me, guys. How many symbolic codes are required? Symbolic account or symbolic code? See, the first basic salary HRA DA we have. Can we create a single symbolic code for all the three waste types? Can we create a single symbolic code for all the three waste types? Can you hear me, guys? Hello. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can we create a single symbolic code to group all the three waste types?
Yes, sir, we can do it because there's the payments.
Okay. Let's assume I have created a single symbolic code 1C00. It's a 4-digit code. Okay. Now 1CW. I have created a common symbolic code for all the three waste types. So I assigned all the three waste types to this symbolic code. Now 1C00 is assigned with the GL code. Tell me. If you create a single symbolic code, 1C00 is assigned with the GL code.
You have to assign with all the three GL codes.
Okay, so let's say I have basic salary. I have a basic salary 10,000 here, HRA 5,000 here, DA 2,000 here, right? So what is the amount in symbolic code? What is the amount in symbolic code? Total amount?
17,000, sir.
Okay, 17,000. This 17,000, okay, in the books of accounts, if you assign all the three GL accounts to the same symbolic account, okay, how many times this 17,000 is debited here in the balance sheet? Let's assume you assign 1C00 it is not possible to assign multiple GL accounts to the same symbolic code without modifier. We'll discuss about the modifier. Okay. So as you said, if I assign three accounts to the same symbolic code in the books of accounts, this GL code is debited with the 17,000. This GL code debited with the 17,000. This GL code also debited with the 17,000. Totally, how much is debited in the books of accounts? 51,000. Is it correct? What actually is debited from the company account? 17,000 only. But you posted to this. You posted this to 3GL accounts. So as a result, 51,000 is debited. Right? See here itself. Look at the definition first. Symbolic code, symbolic account represents a waste type or a set of waste types being posted to the same GL account. Okay, a waste type or a set of waste type being posted to the same GL accounts. Or the three waste types are being posted to the same GL account or different GL accounts. These three are posted to the same GL account or different accounts.
Different.
If you don't respond, I will not have to ask the questions. I will finish it in 2 hours. The entire posting. See, these wages are posted to different GL accounts in the finance. Okay, different GL accounts in the finance. So they give us the GL accounts in an Excel file for every payment, every deduction in the payslip, or every deduction in the blueprint. They give a GL account for every payment and every deduction in the blueprint. So look at that first. Then you will realize how many symbolic accounts we need to create. So here the symbolic account, here the symbolic account has to be different for the basic pay, for DA, okay. Now how about overtime? Can we create a common GL or do we have to create a separate symbolic code?
Yes,
Can we
GL.
create a common?
Yes,
Can
GL
we
code
create a
is same.
common?
We can
Yeah,
create
the
same.
GL code is same. So you can have same symbolic code. But this is possible technically. The best practice is, okay, each waste type, though these three waste types are posted to the same GL code, okay, don't use the same symbolic code. Don't use the same symbolic code. Okay, for every waste type, if you create separate symbolic code, that is the right practice, guys. Going forward in future, client might change anytime the GL code of the shift elements. Okay, when the client changes the GL code of the shift elements, again you have to create anyway a separate symbolic code. So normally we will not think about this. So the number of waste types, we create number of symbolic codes. There is no issue having a 3-line items, okay, in HR document. But in FI, how many line items are there for this 3? HR, how many line items for the overtime and the shift elements? In FI, how many line items are displayed in FI document?
In HR it will be 3, FI it will be 1.
In FI it will be 1 because GL account is 1. In HR there are 3 different lines displayed. Okay. Now, so here I'll create, let's say, for this separate one, I have to create separate one because it's a separate GL. So these are the symbolic codes. Now I'm giving you the amounts. I'll show you the document, guys. Okay, the document, which document? HR document as well as FI document. So here, let's say there is a 1000 amount. Here 500, 1500 amount. Shift allowance, let's say. Okay, shift allowance is paid for $3000. Okay, 3000 rupees. So Provident Fund 1200. Let's say provisional tax. To keep it simple, what is the net pay, guys? What is the net pay here? 17, 20,
22,500 gross.
22,500 minus 3000. Okay, 19,500
19,500.
is the net pay. Okay, 19,500 is the net pay, guys. Clear? Employer Provident Fund, let's say, oh, this is also 1300. Employer Provident Fund is may not be displayed in the payslip. Sometimes employer contributions also displayed in the payslip, but it is not either gross or a net salary of an employee. It is an employer contribution. Okay. Now, guys, in this, what components are expenses to the company? First, identify them. What components are expenses to the company?
Basic HRA, DA, OT, all the expenses to the company.
All waste types are expenses.
No, sir. All
Except
the
employee PF, employee PF except remaining all comes in.
See, this is an expense to the company. So they give a expense GL, guys. In GL accounts, there are different types. Expense GL accounts, balance sheet GL accounts, vendor accounts. There are various types. Okay. So this normally, whatever is the expense to the company, okay, for them, the company would give a expense GL account size. Okay, the GL type here they give us is, so that's why I have taken a separate number range here. Okay, expense types. But this is it a expense to the company?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It is expense to whom?
Employee.
To employee.
Okay, so this is a balance sheet they give, the balance sheet account here. This is a balance sheet. Okay, this is a balance sheet account they give. Net also they give a balance sheet account. Okay, now what about this one?
It is an expenditure to the company.
So it is an expenditure to the company, but it is posted, okay, as per the accounting
both.
fundamentals. It has to be posted to both credit side and debit side because it is debited from the company, paid to the vendor. Okay, the amount is taken by the company. Again, the company will pay it to whom? Third party. So there is an expense account given for this. There is a balance sheet account given for this. Okay, so now when I do the posting, these amounts are posted. These amounts are posted debit side and credit side, right? These amounts are posted debit side and credit side. Okay, so what are the fundamentals of this posting? How do you know whether this has to be credited, this has to be debited? This amount is debited, this amount is credited, that salary is credited. This amount is again posted debit side and credit side both. Okay, how do we know? So if you follow these 4 rules I give you, okay, if you follow the 4 rules, the balance sheet is clearly tallied. The debit side value is equal to the credit side value. Then only the document is successful. Okay, the debit side value is equal to credit side value. You shouldn't have a 0.01 difference also. So if you want to get that balance sheet tallied with the right posting, then you have to follow these fundamentals. The first point is every payment, okay, not on this point, guys. Okay, here I'll write it. Every payment is paid by the company, right? Every payment is paid by the company is debited from the company account. Every deduction, okay, is what? Every deduction
Is credited.
is created in the company account. Okay, the net pay and net pay waste type should be debited or credited.
Credited, sir.
Why it has to be credited? The net pay you are paying to the employee, right? You are releasing this amount to the employee.
Sir, actually that total of gross 20,000 is a debit, and a total of employee deductions and net is a total of 22. So that
Yeah.
is also
So the net payment 19,500 is generated out of this earnings only, right? Which is paid by the company, right? Okay. So totally, what is the total amount? Total amount paid by the company here? We have 20,200. So 22,500. So this 19,500 is generated out of this earning. So it is reconciliation, reconciling account. So this, remember that net pay is always credited. It cannot be debited again. If it is debited, that means your balance sheet is incorrect. The amounts are debited twice, right? So the 19,500 is generated out of these earnings only. So it is posted. It is posted in the credit side always. Okay. Anyways, tab any component not part of gross pay or a net pay. Any component is not part of gross pay or a net pay. Okay, is not part of a gross pay or a net pay. Must be posted.
Two sides.
Posted both the sides. Must be posted both the sides, guys. The credit and then debit. What is the example here in this? What is the component which is not part of?
Employer contribution towards PF.
So employer contribution is not part of. Okay, both payments and deductions. Okay, if it is a part of either a payment or a deduction, then that waste type must be posted. Okay, if it is displayed in either payment side or deduction side, the waste type has to be posted. Whether it is debited or credited depends on whether it is a payment or a deduction. So I paid these amounts to the employees, guys. This is my pay slip. Okay, and I execute this. The first document that is created when I execute the posting is HR document. In HR, you will see there is a document created, HR posting document created from the HR side, guys. Okay, HR side. So how does it create? So you will see the text. You will see the text like GL code text here. In HR line item, HR document line item text is displayed. Is it a text of a waste tab or is it a text of a symbolic code? What is displayed? What is the line item in HR document? Is it a waste type or is it a symbolic code?
Symbolic code, sir.
Symbolic code, sir.
So the symbolic code text is displayed. Okay, the symbolic code text and the amount. Okay, the symbolic code text and the amount is displayed, guys. Now the symbolic code text. The symbolic code text. While creating the symbolic code, the text of the symbolic code, we normally give a waste type text only. Why? Because for every waste type, we are creating a separate symbolic code, right? Here, okay, as a part of the best practice, for every waste type, we are giving a separate symbolic code. The symbolic code, so the text should represent the waste type text for easy recognizing in the HR document. So if it shows it as a basic pay, okay, all these components. The same text is displayed here. Okay, same text is displayed. Now, why I say I maintain these amounts in the debit side, and one more employer contribution. One more employer contribution we should present in the debit side because it is posted here. Tell me, guys, what are the amounts? What are the amounts? Basic pay. So how much we have? 10,000 here. HR we have 5,000. Here we have 2,000 debited. In the overtime we have how much, guys? Yeah. 1,000, 1,500, 3,000. Sorry, 1,300, 200, 500.
Sir, 1,000, 1,500 is right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, these are 1000. Next, 2000, huh?
1500. 1500.
1500. Next,
3000.
3000.
1300. 1000, huh?
3000, sir. 3000.
Okay. So what is employer contribution here? 1300. Okay, this is what is posted. So as per these 4 rules, every payment is debited, right? So I debited all these payments, and also any component which is part of a gross pay or a net pay posted to both the sides. Posted to both the sides. So I have to post this, okay, debit side also. So I posted this. Now coming to the credit side values. Okay, now give me the amounts. So 1300, 200, yeah, it is. So employee provident fund, both the sides should present. Now check if the value is tallied or not. If the value is tallied from both the sides, the totals. Okay. So debit total, and credit total. So we are taking we are taking an example of one employee only, but in real time, is there some amount missing here? No. Okay. Yeah. So what is the total? 22,500 plus 1,300, 23,800. Okay. Now here, what is this total? So we have 3,000 here. So 3,000, 22,500 plus 1,300. So 23,800. If this is not tallied, you cannot post this amount to the finance system. In HR side, if the document is not tallied, okay, we cannot post these amounts to the finance system, guys. This document is successful, okay, you should get the status. The document has a no errors. If you get this status only, okay, you can post the amounts. There are statuses. If the document is created with a no error status, then only we can post the amounts to the finance guys. Clear? So the first balance should be tallied. Okay, the balance should be tallied. Okay, with the balance sheet of the document, debit side and credit side, document tallied. And then that document should have no errors, either a GL error or a any wrong posting. In the sense, instead of expense account, you send a balance sheet accounts, or GL code is missing, cost center is missing, there are a few other errors we need to rectify. Document number ranges are not created, or a posting period is closed. There are other errors. The first step is document is tallied. The second step is rectify the other errors. So that when you create this document, you should get the document with a no error status. Okay. So once we make the live run, first you need to release the document saying this document. Okay, this is the document which is validated. Okay, and you think it is correct. Okay, then you release it. Once it is released, then post it. Then post it. Post the document. Post which document? HR document. Once you post the HR document in accounts, in the books of accounts, okay, what will happen? So for this step, you will not, for this GL code, you will not have a 3 entries. You will have a single entry. Okay, you will have a single entry. Now, one more way step. One more GL code, 110003. So here, how much is debited, guys, for one period? 1000, 10,000. Okay. So here it is 5,000. Here it is 2,000. Okay. And what is the total here, guys? What is the amount posted here? Is it a 3 items or a single item in account section? Single item in account section, right?
Single item.
Okay. So
5,000.
it is 5,500. Okay. And the Provident Fund, Employer Provident Fund. Yes. Now this GL account, 1300 debit created, 200 created, okay, 1500 created. So 19,100 and again 1300. The credit side and debit side. Okay, so you can look at, so there is a document number created. This document number we need to share. In HR side, there is a document number created. HR document number. Keep yourself in mute. Okay, in FICO, FI document created. Now there is a one more document created, cost center document list, cost center accounting. Remember that.
Hello.
Very, very important. Cost center accounting. This cost center document is created. Okay. So there are many components in the payslip, payroll. Keep yourself in good. Cost center document created. So the second document created. There are FI document. There is a cost center document. There is a profit center document created in finance, guys. In this cost center document, which waste types are posted? Let's assume my cost center is K1. Okay. Now K1 is posted with what amounts? K1 cost center is posted with what amounts? How does the system know which
All
waste type
debit
is
side
cost
items.
center?
Debit side items.
It is not identified based on the debit side or credit side. Whether the waste type amount has to be posted to the cost center or not is identified what type of account it is.
Okay.
Expense account, every waste type assigned to the expense account is routed through the cost center first, is debited in the cost center. So whatever is the waste type assigned to the expense account, okay, those are presented in the cost center document, guys. So totally this cost center will show you the amount which is 23,800. So this is a cost center document. If there is a cost distribution, then K1, K2, K3, if infra 21 is created, we will discuss about this after posting. So this is how in FI side you will see the documents, guys. So the FI admin can look at the entire document. Okay, he can look at individual GL code balance also. He can look at it. I'll show you both. I can create this FI related settings completely. We will execute the posting end to end. Okay, and I'll show you how these amounts are posted in the finance side, and we will see reversal posting and everything else. Everything, guys. Both how the cost center document and the FI document is created. Okay, how the end user FI admin can view the balances of the balance sheet and the GL code. So this is the introduction of a posting, guys. Is it clear, all of you? Any question in this? So first, we need to have a GL list. Okay, the GL code, we need to have a GL code for every component, salary component we have in payroll, which is provided by the finance guys. While they are giving a GL code, they will also specify what type of account it is, whether it is an expense account or whether it is a balance account. Okay, whether it is a balance sheet account or whether it is a vendor account. They specify it clearly. They give a GL account, they specify account type, guys. Without account type also we cannot start our configuration. You give the list of waste types to the users in an Excel file. The user will return you the document with the GL codes listed in it for every waste type, and they also specify account type. So once you get that information, only you can start configuring the posting to finance guys. So you will start configuring with the symbolic codes first. So you should assign a waste type to the symbolic code. You should assign a waste types to the symbolic codes. Okay, once we create the symbolic code, waste types to the symbolic codes. Once, okay, waste types are assigned to the symbolic code, maintain the symbolic codes with the GL accounts. Maintain the symbolic codes with the GL accounts, guys. So we will also have sometimes two company codes you will have, right? So there is no rule that same account is updated, okay, in both the company codes. These are the accounts in the company code 1. There may be a separate accounts in the company code 2. There may be a separate GL accounts in the company code 3. So when there has to be multiple GL accounts posted for a single waste type, there is a concept of modifier. Posting modifier, we will discuss about that. Okay. The GL accounts can be different based on the cost center, can be based on location, can be based on employee groups. Okay, depending on the company code, there may be separate GLs given. For example, permanent employees, I want to have 11140. contract employees, 22406 GL account. How do we post it? So we'll discuss about that. So take the screenshot, or else I'll share this document. That's all for today. Catch you tomorrow.